Yes, hello everybody, it's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm back in action, doing what I do best, checking out the movies and giving you the reviews. There are some movies that are really good, and some movies that are just really, really bad. And then there are those in-between movies where, they try to be so bad it's good, they're horror, but they're comedy, so they're really stupid. The acting's horrible, the writing's off the charts bad, the action is just, totally false, and you just don't know what to think of it. However, they do have these shiny glimmers of hope. Is it enough? Let's find out as I review the movie Bloodlust Zombies. You know, it's interesting to see when people try to break away from where they started to where they wanted to go. And this is what Bloodlust Zombies is all about. You basically have Alexis Texas. And if you're wondering why that name does not sound familiar, it's because maybe you're not watching any porn. She's a porn star. And ex-porn star. As a matter of fact, if you look at her IMDb, it's all these porn movies. And then there's Bloodlust Zombies, which is not porn, by the way. Though, to be honest, it would have been better if they could have just upped the fan service a little bit more. Lots of fan service in this movie, but that's probably the draw of this movie. They knew they couldn't make it with comedy. The comedy was there, but it was stupid comedy, the one that made your stomach churn and your eyes roll. But they had their moments. And then there was, of course, the sex, which was there. Barely. They had one scene. Maybe some other scenes. But some joke scenes, okay? But not enough to save the movie ultimately. You have this situation where it has a good premise. Okay, think of it like what World War Z started out to be. You're in an office complex where you develop government weapons, and your formula for turning people into monsters and turning them against each other suddenly breaks out, and now you've got to fight it. Alexis Texas, though, thankfully is not trying to play a scientist. She's trying to play what she is, a sexy secretary. Okay, the girl who always dresses down, exposes a lot of cleavage and stuff, trying to get ahead. But you know what? They try to actually make her also somewhat respectable. And it's those scenes that kind of make you go, oh my god, what the hell are they talking about? Why are they doing this to me? Type of thing. But anyway, it gets out and people start dying. Okay, so it's supposed to be a zombie movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand. Cheap movie. Cheap production credits. They filmed it in such a way that two people were against a wall. They could have been on the same wall, but they made it sound like they were miles apart from each other, shooting at each other. Okay? Alexis Texas at one point runs into a quote-unquote room, a quote-unquote closet, but you could tell it was like the backstage of the set. They're like, here, just go in the other direction, you'll be in the set. No one will know! People are stupid. They don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. Wrong. We do know. We do notice. We're pretty smart when it comes to this stuff. You're not the first movie we've seen. If we watch this movie, it might be the last movie we've seen. But I understand. You got a cheap production value. You can't give me zombies like this. But for the love of all that is holy, did you have to give me zombies like this? Seriously. You saw almost no zombies. We're supposed to have... They kept talking about these quote-unquote corridors filled with zombies, and yet nothing. At some point, you get the idea that there's only 5 people working, 7 people working, and yet there's probably, what? A grand total of 10 zombies? Some repeat zombies? Some of them you could tell were repeat zombies? You had the worst zombie showdown in movie history at the end of this quote-unquote movie. But was it all bad? No. See, that's the funny part. This movie was not all bad. Sometimes the whole comedy worked. The horror never really worked. And don't get me wrong, you were mostly watching a movie with people that you were rooting for the zombies to come and kill them. But unfortunately, there's your zombies. Right there. Exactly. You don't get any. Any person, Pee Wee Herman, could have been in this movie and have killed all the zombies. No problems whatsoever. Okay, so and the jokes can be predictable sometimes. I mean, there's a standard joke. This one guy's getting all Rambo. He's getting his guns out. He comes out, and what happens? A zombie takes him from behind. Oh, spoiler alert! Like you're gonna watch this movie. You better not watch this movie. You get a pass, not just a pass, a must pass. Avoid it like the plague. There are better movies out there. Look for Breadcrumbs, the one I just read. The Halloween season is in full swing. I'm getting ready myself. I don't know what I'm going to be dressed up as, but I'll tell you one thing. It's going to be a great Halloween. And in the meantime, guys, we will see you at the theaters.